to be here now, speaking with all of you in Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest places in one of the greatest cities on earth, is more than a little humbling. My friends, you are now NYU graduates, the best and the brightest. You have great potential and possibilities, and therefore you have enormous responsibility too. So today, I'd like to talk about the nature of both those things, and I'd like to offer you a challenge, one that I think is essential for your future success as individuals and as the leaders that you are becoming. Among the many things I admire about NYU is that about a fifth of the students are international. And a similar proportion are the very first in their families to go to college. This group is truly diverse in every possible way, and I think that is an extraordinarily valuable and important thing. When I graduated in the early 1990s, I went on a trip around the world with a few good friends who actually remain good friends to this day, which is a sort of a miracle. We trekked and traveled, mostly overland, from Europe to Africa to Asia, and that remains one of the great formative experiences of my life. It was an amazing adventure. It was also a really important contributor to my continued broader education, because it forced me, really for the first time as an adult, to meet, engage, befriend people whose views and experiences, ideas, values, and language were very different from my own. See, when a kid from Montreal meets a Korean fisherman living in Mauritania, befriends a Russian veteran of their Afghan war, or a shopkeeper and his family living in Da Nang, interesting conversations always happen. Now, maybe some of you have talked about doing something like a great trip like that after graduation. But I'd be willing to bet one of the first things you heard was a warning. You can't do that in this day and age. It's not safe. But here's my question. Is it really just the issue of physical safety that makes our loved ones so anxious at the idea of us getting out there? Or is it the threat that if we look past our frames, the frames of our own lives, of our own communities' structured values and belief systems, to truly engage with people who believe fundamentally different things, we could perhaps be transformed into someone new and unfamiliar to those who know and love us? See, there's no question that today's world is more complex than it was in the mid-1990s. There are serious and important problems that we're grappling with and will continue to grapple with. But we are not going to arrive at mutual respect, which is where we solve common problems, if we cocoon ourselves in an ideological, social, or intellectual bubble. Now, we can see it all around us. There's a peculiar fascination with dystopia in our culture today. You see it everywhere on film and TV. But the truth is that, on balance, we have the good fortune to live in a time of tremendous possibility and potential, a time when it is